How important is a peer group for preparing for CAT? I mean, how does it help to have a group of people preparing? And so, one, it's obvious. It's not very difficult to imagine how a group of friends can prepare better than standalone. And so, it helps because one, it helps in maintaining discipline in preparation. It gives you automatic benchmarks. It gives you generally a feeling of companionship. There's a shared journey. Okay, all of us are going through this. Marks go up and down. Some 1 week is very tight. Somebody pulls you up and says, "Hey, dude, you haven't done any serious preparation for 10 days. When did you come back in?" So there's no doubt about it. Fine. So having a group of people to prepare with, either in the physical world or in the virtual world, is useful. And so if you can find some 3 guys to prepare with, please do that and have a good group where you back each other, you push each other, nudge each other, you're competitive, and you maintain that discipline. Hey, I've turned up for this class. Do I see Ram also commenting? Do I see John also commenting? Yeah, they're also there. Good. Now we can have fun. That attitude, that feeling of kinship is super useful, and it's a good shared journey. Right? But that's not why we're doing this video. We're saying like there's a certain times where some peer groups, especially the virtual peer group, the anonymous peer group, can be counterproductive. And I've seen this happening so frequently that I'm beginning to worry about it a lot. I attend a class or I participate in some group thing on a Facebook thing or an Instagram thing. There's a question that's posted, and I think I'm on top of my game, and I do it and I solve it and I answer, and I see that 4 guys have already answered it. They've answered it like in half the time it took me, and I think this is my biggest strength. They're beating me hollow. The extent to which guys solve tougher questions that I'm clueless about, or solve simpler questions really quickly, and I think I'm good, they are far better. That is fiercely intimidating. Find fiercely intimidating. I've seen guys who are very assured and confident and very clear about what their strengths are, and then attend 3-4 classes, and then it's like their wings have been clipped. They feel like, look, they're no longer spanning the skies, but they're like, okay, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe these guys are really good. Maybe this exam is really tough. Those thoughts start entering the system. The peer group should be the one that elevates you, that says, dude, hang in there. Where you prepare with 3 friends whose real physical presence, and you know them as individuals, as friends, as people, and therefore you know that, look, this guy is good. He's my friend. I'm sure that I'm capable of 98.5. Dude can get 99.1. So I know that he has that thing over me, but hey, we're all putting fight here, so it won't matter. Or you feel like, look, both of us are in the 98 to 99 range. I'll improve myself. So will he. Let's see who comes out better. There's a certain feeling of kinship, and you know the person. But sometimes when you go to this virtual, especially the virtual anonymous world, then the intimidation factor is severe. So be very wary of it. I would rather that you sacrifice even the peer group thing and prepare in an island. You go to benchmark yourself every now and then to the outside world. You take a mock CAT, then your percentiles give you a sense of, hey, where you stand, where can you improve, where can you improve your performance, what are the feedback you're getting. You see a bunch of solutions by people, and then you feel like, okay, I didn't think about that at all. Let me add that on. That is useful. But generally, participating in groupthink can be severely intimidating, and this is widespread. And I can tell you, I've been training students for CAT for 10, 12 years, and I've had papers that I have set, and I've given to students, and I'm waiting for answers, and some of them answer before I complete answering the question, and I've set the paper. Some of them are freakishly good. They're classic outliers. And sometimes when you're exposed to them in small, gentle doses, they can be inspiring. You feel like, dude, I was at my best and I solved it in 2 minutes. And there's this dude sitting there solving in 45 seconds. I should meet him one day. Great. That's all right. But you see him week in, week out, you want to thwack him. And so that it can sap your confidence. So be very careful. If you don't get a sweet peer group, stay away from it. And the other thing that is super important is you should need to know and have a certain comfort level and understanding of this exam, the preparation cycle, the ups and downs that happen there, the temperamental challenges that happen. And you go to the peer group, then it's all right. But if you don't know what the level is, what I mean by that, suppose you see 10 questions. Very often you see 10 questions in a forum, 7 of them are way tougher than CAT. Fine, and there are guys who are answering that and thriving on it. And you go there and you're not able to answer 5 out of these 7. You might be really good in the remaining 3, the relevant part of the exam. But by the time you finish the 10 question set, your confidence has left the system. You're not even answering the 3 correctly. And so if you know very well, okay, what the level of this exam is, if you know what is the CAT benchmark level of difficulty, you understand the challenge of preparing, not just the content, not just the syllabus, the temperamental challenge. The fact that, hey, my mock scores will go up and down. There'll be odd good weeks and bad weeks. There'll be some times where I don't understand anything in an RC passage, but one day I think I've done really well, but my scores tank. All that is part of the journey, and you're assured about that, then it's all right. But if you're a newbie or you're vulnerable to getting beaten up, then stay away. So I think this is wonderful graph, which I really am a big fan of, the Dunning-Kruger graph and the Dunning-Kruger effect. And so anytime you take up a project, a new theme, a new idea, you jump into it and you feel like, look, I'm on top of the world. I got this. I never understood permutation probability in my life. And then I sat through this class and it feels like everything has fallen into place. CAT, bring it on. I'm going to kill it. This is what was preventing me from going to Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad, here I come. You feel that coursing through your veins. And that's when you're at the peak. And you feel like confidence is bursting. And then you go through a bunch of tests. And then you see a bunch of guys rattling away. You don't know the bunch of things they are weak at. You don't know how this guy has got 99.9 in quant year after year after year, but never crossed 98 in CAT because there's some other weak area for him which he has never been able to conquer. And that leads to this valley of despair. I don't mind this. Unfounded confidence sometimes can be a fabulously good thing. It can be super fruitful. But this comes mainly because of this. The peak determines the fall. And this part is super crippling. So this can come, especially in a CAT thing, from the peer group. The fact that you get intimidated by the sheer speed and range of 10 anonymous entities across the world. That is super difficult. So if you don't know this, then stay away from it. This part is super, where you don't have unfounded confidence, you don't think you're good for nothing, where you go somewhere and you feel like, look, I know my stuff, I'm pretty good, but I'm not a rock star. I can still compete. I'll try to keep making myself better. There is scope. I can find my niche in this space. That is this space. If you're here, then you should find some peer group and know this, and you're not going to get intimidated just because 3 guys answer. That is good. But if you're vulnerable to going through this, which several people are from what I'm hearing, then stay away from peer group. It's a double-edged sword, and the ways in which it can hurt your confidence, the ways in which it can intimidate you, the ways in which you feel like, look, mera kuch scope nahi hai. How can so many guys be so much better? And how can I then be in the top 1,000? If you start doing those numbers, then you should probably say, look, I'm going to prepare. I'll do the best I can. I'll enjoy my preparation. I think I have a shot at 98. Let me give it a go. That attitude, hang on to it rather than go through this up and down. And so don't get intimidated. Believe in yourself and prepare with some joy and conviction. It should fall in place. Best wishes, man.